Hey everybody, welcome back. This week I'm going to be fighting with trying to figure out how to set up Ubiquiti access points and a Ubiquiti Cloud Key. The access points that I've been using for the last 7 years are the TP-Link Deco M5s, and they've been playing up over the last couple of months. When we put Starlink in, I thought that Starlink had throttled our bandwidth because we were on a home light package. Only found out last trip back that we're not being throttled. We're actually getting 420 meg download on the Starlink access point. For some reason, the M5s are throttling it down to between 60 and 80 megs in the house. Now, there are older access points, so they don't do 5G. I've managed to pick up some Ubiquiti access points, 11 of them to be exact, for £110 off Fleabay. I also picked up 3 power injectors for £10 each, and I managed to get a Ubiquiti Cloud Key for £18. So not too bad price-wise. I'm now going to see if I can get them all set up before I get back to Italy. So I'm going to get stuck in here in the UK. So those are the 3 power injectors I got, 10 each, they're brand new. So these are the UniFi AP Pros. They're slightly older models, but they will do 300 megabits on 5G, so it should be fine for us. Also picked up a Draytech PoE managed switch on my travels, and that's the Ubiquiti Cloud Key. First thing you want to do, especially after buying second-hand kit or Fleabay, is you want to reset all of the access points and the Ubiquiti Cloud Key back to default settings. I'll show you how you do that now. So on the one end, you've got a USB input, an SD card slot, and a little hole that says reset. You want to hit that with a toothpick, and you want to do that while it's powered up. I'm currently powering it via the PoE switch. So I'll just hit that with a pin. Same thing goes for the access points. Little reset button. You've got to reset it when it's powered up. I'm filming one-handed and I don't have a gimbal or Mandy to help me. So you just press on the reset button for, I think it's 5 seconds. There we go. So the light's flashed. So that means it's been reset to factory default. Okay, so the Cloud Key's been reset. Let's give it a few minutes to reset itself, and then we'll log in using the default Ubiquiti username and password. Now this is the problem you get when using an Apple device. It squawks about not being private. Click visit the website, and it just doesn't go there. So I'm going to move across to a Windows-based device. Okay, so it also squawks. Advanced. Continue. And then that gives you, so what you want to go do now is you want to log into the UniFi Cloud Key, and you're going to use a default username, which, if I'm not mistaken, is UBNT, and password's the same, UBNT. There we go. Okay, so I won't save it for now. So there it is. That's your default login to a Ubiquiti Cloud Key that has been reset. So the first thing you're going to want to do is update the default password for obvious reasons, and then just go ahead and let it save your password. After this, we're going to go into configuration and select the time zone. It took me a while to find the time zone I was looking for. I've set it for Europe, Rome, which is for Italy. Click apply changes, and then we'll go into the maintenance section, and we want to check for firmware updates as well as the Ubiquiti software updates. So go ahead and click check for updates on firmware. Firmware is up to date. So next thing we're going to do is check for updates on the UniFi software, and it looks like there's one available. So we want to download that, We'll click update, and that will force it to download the Ubiquiti software. Once it's downloaded, you want to click install, confirm that you want to install the package, and it'll update the package for you. Now you can see the UniFi software is up to date. Now the next trick is to get onto the configuration of the controller. I struggled a little bit until a friend of mine told me that I need to remove anything after the IP address, and that then gives you access to the controller to configure that. So you want to go ahead and click Manage, and that should take you to the dashboard for your cloud controller. It's pre-populated with UniFi network, so you want to go ahead and change that. I'm just going to call it Farms Villa. Select that you've read the entire agreement, and then click Next. By default, it tries to force you to use your Ubiquiti account. I don't like anything associated with cloud, so click on Switch to Advanced Settings and disable Use your Ubiquiti account for local access, and then go ahead and create your local account. If you fat finger it like I did, you'll have to go back in and redo the password. After that, enter your local admin account email, and then click Next. That'll take you to the UniFi network setup page. Click Next, and it'll take you into device setup. As you can see, I have no devices connected at the moment. Click Next, and now it prompts you to set up your Wi-Fi setup. This is the SID name or network name. I'll call that Farms Villa, and create a password for that SID. I've left combined 2G and 5G off at the moment. Once that's done, click Next, and it'll give you a chance to review your configuration. All looks good, apart from the time zone and the country, so I'm selecting Italy, as well as the Italian time zone, which takes me a bit of time to figure out where it is. Once you've selected country and time zone, go ahead and click Finish. Gives you an opportunity to save the password, and that should bring up your dashboard of the cloud controller. Then you log in with the account that you've created, your local admin account, and click Sign In. That should then present you with the controller dashboard. Next thing you want to do is you want to go on to the third icon down, which is setting up your devices. As you can see, I've got an access point that's connected, but it hasn't been reset. As you can see by the status, managed by another console. If you know the username and password, you can go in and set it up that way, but I will just reset the access points and start from fresh. So the access point's been reset, ready to be adopted. So click on Adopt, click to adopt, and then click Adopt Device, and it'll do its thing, churn away, waiting to get the access point adopted. Success. We have the access point adopted. You have a whole lot of other settings that you can get into, but I'm not going to worry with that right now. I'm still learning my way around the software. Time to add the next access point. Same thing again. Power it up and then reset it. I figured in order to reset the access points, you've got to press and hold the reset button for 10 seconds. Once it's reset, go ahead and click to adopt, and it should then adopt the access point. This access point fought me. I had to reset it, I think, 3 times before it would play ball and actually become available. So while we're waiting for that to get itself sorted, let's go and have a quick squiz at all the various settings. Now, I'm not going to go into these in detail at this stage because I don't know much about them. I will need to do a little bit more research. I'm just going for bog standard install at the moment just to make sure I can get all the access points adopted and functional. I'll go into the settings in more detail in the next video in this series once I've figured out what they're all for and how it all works. Okay, so third attempt at adopting the second access point. Hopefully it works this time. Getting ready. This is where it fails normally. There we go, sorted. So the next access point is adopted and is online. Let's go ahead and click on the client devices. As you can see, no devices are connected. So I'll go ahead and connect my phone and we'll come back to this page and see what we can see. As you can see, my iPhone is connected. It gives you information about Wi-Fi experience. We're connected to the Farmvilla network. So that seems to be working fine. Experience has improved to 95%. Now, I've got a whole lot of access points here in the garage, but not that many network cables, so I'll be doing them sort of one or two at a time. Let's go and click on the topology icon and see what that tells us. So it tells us we've got 2 access points connected. One of them has got 1 client connected, and you can click on the access point icon to get a whole lot more details. Now you can name the individual access points, but I'm not going to do that now because I won't know which ones go where. So I'll name them when I get home and they're in the positions that they need to be in. So a few hours later, and I've got all the access points installed and set up on the Cloud Key. I've bought myself a good few hours by getting this early configuration work done here in the UK, leaving me more time to slave for Mandy. Okay, so I think I'm in a good place with these umbilicals, as Mandy refers to them as. I should be able to get home and hit the ground running and get them installed and working pretty quickly. Then it'll be on to fine-tuning them and figuring out how all the other settings work. I'm probably going to see my guru Colin over this weekend to go and get some more info from him. Thanks to Colin for putting me onto these. They seem to be the business, but we'll find out when we get to Italy. As always, thanks for watching. Appreciate you for liking, subscribing, and sharing. Until we see you next time, stay safe out there. Ciao.